What if I told you that three simple dry fruits, already sitting in your kitchen, could do more for your diabetes than most expensive supplements? For millions of people living with high blood sugar, every snack can feel like a risk. But these three dry fruits aren't just safe, they're strategic. Research shows they can lower fasting glucose by up to 22%, improve insulin sensitivity by nearly 20%, and even protect your eyes, nerves, and kidneys from diabetic damage. And the best part? Each one tastes incredible, costs less than $1 per serving, and works with your body's natural healing system. In this video, you'll discover how each of these dry fruits, when eaten the right way, can flatten sugar spikes, balance hormones, and keep your energy stable all day. Stay with me, because once you understand how these work inside your body, you'll never see dry fruits the same way again. First on the list, dried cranberries. When most people think of dried cranberries, they picture them sprinkled on salads or baked into muffins. But for someone living with diabetes, these ruby red berries are far more than just a garnish. When chosen in their purest form, unsweetened or naturally sweetened dried cranberries can work like nature's own blood sugar stabilizer. Their deep color hides a powerful network of polyphenols, anthocyanins, and proanthocyanidins, which help lower blood glucose, improve insulin sensitivity, and protect the heart, kidneys, and urinary tract, three of the organs most affected by diabetes. But there's one rule every diabetic should remember. Skip the sugar-coated versions. The unsweetened ones are the true medicine. The sweetened ones are simply candy in disguise. Let's start with the numbers that matter. The glycemic index of unsweetened dried cranberries is around 45, and the glycemic load is approximately 9 per 1/4 cup, 40 grams, placing them comfortably in the low to moderate zone. That means they digest slowly, causing a gradual rise in blood sugar instead of a spike. A 1/4 cup serving provides about 123 calories, zero point 0.4 grams of fat, 1.1 grams of protein, 33 grams of carbohydrates, and 2.3 grams of fiber, which equals roughly 8% of the daily value for fiber. This same serving also contains 5 milligrams of vitamin C, 6% of the daily value, zero point 0.3 milligrams of manganese, 13% of the daily value, 22 micrograms of vitamin K, 18% of the daily value, and 84 milligrams of potassium, 2% of the daily value, along with small yet significant amounts of copper and magnesium. These nutrients work together to support blood circulation, nerve repair, and stable insulin function. What gives cranberries their healing edge is their polyphenol power. These natural antioxidants activate an enzyme called AMP, activated protein kinase, AMPK, known as the body's metabolic switch. When AMPK is turned on, your cells start using glucose more efficiently, burning fat for fuel instead of storing it. It's the same process triggered by exercise, and it can make a measurable difference for diabetics. In one research study, consistent intake of cranberry extract lowered fasting glucose by 22% and reduced oxidative stress by 35% in just 8 weeks. This effect helps the body manage blood sugar more effectively while protecting the pancreas and blood vessels from inflammation. Cranberries also offer a unique advantage for urinary and kidney health, two areas often affected by high blood sugar. Their proanthocyanidins, PACS, prevent harmful bacteria like E. coli from sticking to bladder and urethral walls, lowering the risk of urinary tract infections by 30 to 40%. For diabetic women who often deal with recurrent infections, this is an especially powerful benefit. Those same compounds also help relax and protect blood vessels by improving nitric oxide levels, which can enhance circulation, reduce blood pressure, and prevent damage to delicate capillaries that supply the kidneys and nerves. But perhaps the most critical role cranberries play is fighting oxidative stress, the invisible enemy behind diabetic complications. When glucose stays high for too long, it produces free radicals that attack insulin receptors and cell membranes. Cranberries neutralize these radicals before they can cause harm, while also restoring the function of GLUT4, a key transporter that allows glucose to enter muscle cells for energy. When GLUT4 works better, insulin resistance drops naturally. Research shows that cranberry polyphenols can increase insulin sensitivity by nearly 20%, making them one of the most effective low-sugar fruits for improving metabolic function. The benefits don't end there. Cranberries also protect the heart and blood vessels, which are under constant strain in diabetes. Their manganese and vitamin K content support stronger arteries, while antioxidants lower oxidized LDL cholesterol by about 30%, a key factor in preventing plaque buildup. Their modest potassium content helps balance sodium and maintain healthy blood pressure, giving diabetics a natural, nutrient-driven way to protect their cardiovascular system. They also provide remarkable support for nerves in the brain. The antioxidants in cranberries help improve blood flow to extremities, reducing the tingling and numbness caused by diabetic neuropathy. One study found that diets rich in polyphenol fruits like cranberries lowered nerve pain intensity by 28% in type 2 diabetics. These same compounds nourish brain cells and improve memory and concentration, helping counter the cognitive fatigue that sometimes comes with long-term blood sugar fluctuations. Here's something most people don't know. Long before research confirmed it, Native American tribes used cranberries as natural medicine. They mixed them with dried meat and fat to make a food called pemmican, which provided both nourishment and endurance. They also used crushed cranberries to treat wounds and infections, centuries before antibiotics existed. Today, modern science agrees. Cranberries' antibacterial and antioxidant compounds genuinely protect tissues, organs, and blood vessels from diabetic damage. Now let's make it practical. The ideal diabetic-friendly portion is 2 tablespoons to 1/4 cup, 20 to 40 grams per day. Because cranberries are naturally tart, it's best to pair them with protein or healthy fats to slow sugar absorption. Try this quick diabetic-friendly mix. Combine 2 tablespoons of unsweetened dried cranberries, 10 roasted almonds, and 1 teaspoon of pumpkin or chia seeds, then add a light pinch of ground cinnamon. This blend balances antioxidants, healthy fats, and fiber, helping maintain energy and stable blood sugar for hours. You can also sprinkle them over Greek yogurt, oatmeal, or a green salad for a tangy, blood sugar-friendly flavor boost. In the United States, a 6-ounce bag of unsweetened dried cranberries usually costs around $3.99 to $5.99, or about 60 cents to 80 cents per serving, a small price for a food that supports the heart, kidneys, and immune system while helping lower glucose naturally. Compared to the cost of supplements or processed snacks, this is real nutrition at its most affordable and effective. However, one word of caution: most commercial dried cranberries are loaded with added sugar, sometimes up to 25 grams per serving, the equivalent of 6 teaspoons. That amount can completely undo their benefits. Always check the ingredient label and look for options marked no sugar added, unsweetened, or sweetened with apple juice concentrate. If their tartness feels too strong, soak them briefly in warm water to soften them and mellow the flavor naturally. No added sugar needed. For diabetics struggling with sugar cravings, cranberries can even help reset the palate. Their tart compounds stimulate digestion and liver enzymes, improving fat metabolism and reducing the desire for overly sweet foods. Eating them after meals may also flatten post-meal glucose spikes and ease bloating due to their combination of fiber and fruit acids. So the next time you see these ruby red dried cranberries, remember, they're not just a snack, they're nature's way of healing from within. When enjoyed in moderation and in their pure form, they can lower glucose by over 20%, reduce inflammation, and strengthen your heart, kidneys, and urinary system, all for less than $1 a serving. Now let's turn to a fruit that glows like golden sunlight. Dried apricots, a naturally sweet, fiber-rich treasure that brings balance to blood sugar, supports nerve repair, and protects your vision without spiking glucose levels. Second on the list, dried apricots. At first glance, dried apricots look like little golden coins, soft, chewy, and naturally sweet. But beneath their glow lies a powerful secret. They're one of the safest, most balanced dry fruits for diabetics. Despite their sweetness, they have a low glycemic index of about 30 to 35 and a glycemic load of only 9 per 1/4 cup, around 35 grams. That means they release sugar slowly into the bloodstream, keeping glucose levels steady instead of causing spikes. Their gentle sweetness comes not from refined sugar, but from natural fruit sugars and fiber, which work together to provide energy while supporting insulin function. A 1/4 cup serving, about 4 to 5 pieces or 40 grams, provides roughly 96 calories, zero point 0.4 grams of fat, 2 grams of protein, 25 grams of carbohydrates, and 3.5 grams of fiber, equal to about 13% of the daily value for fiber. But where dried apricots truly shine is in their nutrient profile. That same serving delivers an impressive 1,260 micrograms of vitamin A, 140% of the daily value. Thanks to beta-carotene, the pigment that gives them their golden color and helps protect eyesight. You'll also get 1.7 milligrams of iron, 9% of the daily value, 15 milligrams of magnesium, 4% of the daily value, 23 milligrams of calcium, 2% of the daily value, 330 milligrams of potassium, 7% of the daily value, and 9 micrograms of vitamin K, 8% of the daily value. Together, these nutrients help regulate blood pressure, strengthen red blood cells, and maintain the integrity of small blood vessels that diabetes often damages. For diabetics, the fiber-to-sugar ratio in dried apricots is ideal. Their soluble fiber slows digestion and glucose absorption, reducing hunger and improving post-meal insulin response. Research shows that increasing fiber intake by just 10 grams per day can reduce A1C levels by up to 0.5 points. And dried apricots make that goal achievable in a sweet, natural way. Their fiber also feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which in turn improve metabolism, lower inflammation, and enhance insulin efficiency, creating a ripple effect that benefits the entire body. But the healing power of apricots goes far beyond digestion. Their high beta-carotene and polyphenol content gives them strong antioxidant potential, protecting the eyes, nerves, and skin from oxidative damage. Once absorbed, beta-carotene converts into vitamin A, strengthening the cornea and maintaining clear vision. Studies show that regular intake of vitamin A-rich fruits like apricots can reduce the risk of diabetic retinopathy by up to 25%. Their potassium and magnesium content also help relax blood vessels, improve circulation, and prevent hypertension, a major risk factor for kidney and heart complications in diabetics. At the cellular level, dried apricots improve how the body processes glucose. They contain chlorogenic acid and catechins, which activate AMP-activated protein kinase, AMPK, the same enzyme that cranberries stimulate to improve metabolism. Once activated, AMPK encourages cells to use glucose efficiently, mimicking the effects of physical activity. This mechanism helps lower fasting sugar and enhances insulin sensitivity. One research study found that people who included polyphenol-rich fruits, like apricots, saw an 18% improvement in insulin response after 8 weeks compared to those who avoided them. This makes dried apricots a smart choice for anyone aiming to lower A1C and improve overall metabolic balance. For those experiencing nerve tingling or pain, apricots bring gentle support. Their magnesium and potassium help regulate nerve conduction and reduce muscle cramps, while vitamin E and carotenoids reduce inflammation in nerve endings. They also contain small amounts of tryptophan, an amino acid that supports serotonin production, which helps regulate mood, appetite, and sleep issues many diabetics struggle with. That's why including a few dried apricots in the evening can help improve both nerve comfort and rest quality. Their digestive benefits are equally impressive. The natural fiber in dried apricots eases constipation, while a compound called sorbitol, a natural sugar alcohol, adds mild sweetness but digests slowly, reducing cravings and preventing sugar crashes. Unlike sugary snacks, apricots keep you full longer and help flatten post-meal glucose curves. Here's a fun fact. Ancient Persians called apricots the seed of the sun, believing they restored vitality and reduced fatigue. Centuries later, science confirms that they truly replenish energy at the cellular level. The combination of natural sugars, antioxidants, and minerals in apricots supports ATP energy production, helping diabetics overcome fatigue often linked with fluctuating blood sugar. The key, however, is moderation in pairing. The ideal diabetic-friendly portion is 4 to 5 pieces, 35 to 40 grams per day. Because apricots are mildly sweet, pairing them with protein or healthy fats prevents rapid glucose absorption. Try this simple recipe. Chop 4 dried apricots and mix them with 1 tablespoon of chopped walnuts and half a teaspoon of chia seeds. Then stir into 2 tablespoons of unsweetened Greek yogurt. This creamy, nutrient-dense snack balances fiber, protein, and healthy fats to keep your blood sugar steady while nourishing your hardened nerves. You can also dice a few apricots into oatmeal or a smoothie for natural sweetness without added sugar. In the United States, an 8-ounce bag of unsweetened dried apricots usually costs between $4.49 and $6.49, or about 70 cents to 90 cents per serving. A fair price for one of the most nutrient-packed dry fruits available year-round. When buying, always check the label for the phrases unsulfured and no added sugar. Some brands use sulfur dioxide to preserve color or add syrup for flavor, but these additives can irritate sensitive systems and raise blood sugar. The natural, darker apricots without these treatments are richer in nutrients and safer for daily use. One gentle reminder, because dried apricots contain sorbitol, eating them in excess may cause mild bloating or gas in sensitive individuals. Staying hydrated and sticking to the recommended portion will keep your digestion smooth and comfortable. Dried apricots stand out as one of the rare foods that bring sweetness, vision protection, nerve nourishment, and blood sugar control all in one small serving. They make it possible to enjoy something sweet while actually improving your metabolic health. Their golden color isn't just visually beautiful, it's a reflection of the rejuvenating energy they deliver to the diabetic body. So the next time you crave something sweet, reach for these golden slices of health instead of processed desserts. They'll satisfy your cravings, protect your eyes and heart, and keep your blood sugar balanced naturally. Coming up next, we'll explore a dry fruit that's completely different, one that's savory, rich in protein and healthy fats, and proven to lower A1C and improve nerve function. Let's discover why peanuts deserve a permanent spot in a diabetic's daily routine. Third on the list, peanuts. When most people think of peanuts, they imagine a salty snack at ball games or a spoonful of peanut butter. But for diabetics, these humble legumes are far more than comfort food. Peanuts might not look like a traditional dry fruit, yet they belong on the same list because of their exceptional nutrient density and blood sugar balancing power. They're low in carbohydrates, high in healthy fats and plant protein, and packed with antioxidants that protect the heart and nerves. In fact, research shows that regularly eating peanuts can lower A1C by up to zero point 0.4 points, reduce post-meal glucose spikes by 21%, and improve insulin sensitivity, all without causing weight gain. Peanuts have an impressively low glycemic index of 14 and a glycemic load of 1 per ounce, about 28 grams, which means they have virtually no direct impact on blood sugar. 1 ounce, a small handful, roughly 35 to 40 pieces, provides around 166 calories, 14 grams of fat, 7 grams of protein, 4.5 grams of carbohydrates, and 2.4 grams of fiber, which equals about 9% of the daily value for fiber. That same serving supplies 0.7 milligrams of vitamin E, 5% of the daily value, 49 milligrams of magnesium, 12% of the daily value, 0.6 milligrams of copper, 68% of the daily value, 0.4 milligrams of manganese, 17% of the daily value, and 200 milligrams of potassium, 4% of the daily value. Together, these nutrients form a protective shield for the diabetic body, stabilizing insulin response, relaxing blood vessels, improving nerve conduction, and reducing oxidative stress. The true strength of peanuts lies in their monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, especially oleic acid, the same heart-healthy fat found in olive oil. These fats slow gastric emptying, preventing sharp glucose rises after meals while improving HDL, good cholesterol levels. One study found that diabetics who replaced refined carbs with a handful of peanuts daily experienced a 14% drop in LDL cholesterol and improved fasting glucose readings within 8 weeks. Peanuts also contain arginine, an amino acid that boosts nitric oxide production, keeping arteries flexible and improving circulation, crucial for preventing neuropathy and protecting kidney health. Another little-known benefit comes from their resveratrol and p-coumaric acid, two powerful antioxidants more often associated with red wine. These compounds activate AMP-activated protein kinase, AMPK, the same enzyme stimulated by cranberries and apricots, helping cells draw glucose out of the bloodstream and use it for energy. In practical terms, that means better insulin sensitivity and lower long-term inflammation. Research shows that consistent peanut consumption can cut inflammatory markers by 26% and reduce oxidative damage that accelerates diabetic complications. Peanuts are also a powerhouse for nerve and brain support. Their vitamin E, copper, and niacin combination protects neurons from oxidative stress and helps regenerate damaged nerve tissue. For diabetics who experience tingling or numbness in the hands and feet, this nutrient trio provides natural relief over time. The magnesium in peanuts relaxes muscles and supports steady heartbeat rhythm, while B vitamins help convert glucose into usable energy, reducing fatigue and improving mental focus. Perhaps one of the most surprising benefits of peanuts for diabetics is their effect on hormonal balance and appetite control. The protein, fat, and fiber combination activates satiety hormones, leptin, and peptide YY, keeping you full longer and reducing sugar cravings. One research trial found that participants who ate a peanut-rich breakfast experienced less than half the post-meal glucose rise compared to those who skipped protein or fat. This hormonal stability not only supports weight management, but also prevents the energy crash that often leads to overeating later in the day. Here's a fun fact. Although commonly called nuts, peanuts are technically legumes related to lentils and beans, but their nutrient structure mirrors that of tree nuts. Ancient South American civilizations used peanuts as both food and medicine, believing they gave strength, endurance, and fertility. Modern science confirms that intuition. Regular peanut intake improves vascular health, lowers inflammation, and supports reproductive hormone balance in both men and women with diabetes. Let's make it practical. The ideal diabetic-friendly portion is 1 ounce, about 35 to 40 peanuts, once or twice a day. You can roast them lightly at home without added oil or salt to preserve their antioxidants. Here's a quick recipe. Combine 1 tablespoon of roasted peanuts, 1 tablespoon of diced dried apricots, and a pinch of cinnamon for a balanced snack that blends protein, fiber, and natural sweetness. This trio stabilizes blood sugar, reduces inflammation, and satisfies cravings without spikes. You can also sprinkle crushed peanuts over salads, stir them into oatmeal, or blend them into a smoothie with unsweetened almond milk for a creamy, low-glycemic breakfast. In the United States, a 16-ounce bag of unsalted roasted peanuts usually costs between $2.99 and $4.99, or about 20 cents to 30 cents per serving, making peanuts one of the most affordable superfoods for diabetics. For a fraction of the cost of packaged snacks, you're getting protein, magnesium, antioxidants, and healthy fats that actively improve blood sugar control and protect vital organs. One important reminder, peanuts are calorie-dense, so portion size matters. Overeating them, even in healthy form, can lead to excess calories that slow weight loss. Also, those with kidney issues should moderate intake due to their phosphorus content. Always choose dry roasted, unsalted, or lightly salted varieties, and avoid honey roasted or flavored versions, which often contain added sugar or syrups that negate their benefits. When you look at the science, peanuts are not just safe for diabetics. They're one of the smartest foods you can eat daily. They support heart function, stabilize insulin, nourish the nerves, reduce inflammation, and keep you satisfied longer than almost any carbohydrate-based snack. So the next time you reach for a handful of peanuts, remember that you're not just snacking. You're fueling your body with a food proven to fight diabetes on multiple fronts. Affordable, satisfying, and deeply nourishing, peanuts prove that sometimes the simplest foods are the most powerful medicine. So now you know, the right dry fruits can do far more than satisfy a craving. Dried cranberries strengthen your heart, kidneys, and urinary system while keeping sugar steady. Dried apricots protect your eyes, nerves, and blood vessels with fiber and antioxidants that act like natural insulin support. And peanuts, the humble powerhouse, balance hormones, calm inflammation, and keep you full while lowering A1C naturally. Together, these three form a daily trio of protection: fiber for blood sugar control, antioxidants for healing, and healthy fats for stability. They prove that managing diabetes isn't about restriction. It's about smart nourishment. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and share it with someone who's living with diabetes and deserves to eat with confidence. Don't forget to subscribe for more science-backed, natural ways to manage blood sugar, and tap the bell so you never miss a new video. Your healing starts not in the pharmacy, but in your kitchen, one mindful bite at a time.